305, know I'm talking about. But you're tuning in with Ray's podcast. Kicking my boy Ray.
Yo, we back at it again. You know, it's your boy Ray from Ray's podcast. You know, we coming live downtown Dallas, beautiful downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
Live from the 10th floor of Hello Studios. So be glad to be rocking with y'all one more time again. I got a special co-host in the building. You know, my dog. We do the sports thing, but you know, he hopping over to the, you know, to the entertainment.
Come on with
and
it.
The people and the blog. He doing everything. We try to get him out there. You know what I'm saying? He more than just sports. He a personality.
Yeah.
Y'all ever, you know, y'all show love for my dog, Law Nation. What up, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing well, man. I can't complain. I love talking all topics, man, and I'm glad to be in this seat right here, bro.
Awesome. I'm glad to have you riding shotgun. We're gonna have a great guest. We're gonna introduce to you momentarily.
Right.
But you know, I gotta pay them bills first. I get the cheddar and make it better. Shout out to my boys out there at Lit Vacations. If you looking to go on that next vacation, whether you're trying to do a destination wedding, family reunion, you know, the girls trip, you know, the homie kickback, bachelorette party, whatever you're trying to do, you trying to get away, hit up my guys at Lit Vacations, Litt Vacations. Hit up the guy Austin. Tell him Ray from Ray's podcast sent you. You know, they do all my vacations every year. You know, your boy just got back from the DR. You know, that thing was popping. About to go to Oxnard for training camp. So they got me taken care of with that. So if you need that best deal on that next vacation, you trying to go around the world, trying to be a passport bro, whatever you trying to do,
come on with it.
Hit up my boy Austin, Lit Vacations. Tell him Ray from Ray's podcast. Cool. The business is over with, all right? Now let's take care of that mental and that spiritual right now. You know how I start my show off, I like to send out words of aspirations or positive words.
Yeah.
You know, you may have been having a rough day, week, month. This is the time where we're going to reset that, you know? So just in case somebody told you today, I just want you to know that you're beautiful.
Right.
You're loved.
Right.
You're needed.
You need it.
Say, you alive for a reason. Hey, you stronger than you think, all right? Whatever it is you're going through right now, you're going to get through this. See, here in this show, Ray's podcast, we're glad that you are alive and don't give up. So it's important to keep those positive words in your mental and in your spiritual, because when the enemy attack or bad things come up, you don't want to get down, get negative. You know what? I'm going to get through this. I'm going to push through. I am who I say I am, and I can do what I can say I can do.
Come on with it.
Bet. Let's go. All right, let's run this episode. It's time to stay in no business, as the kids be saying nowadays, right?
Come on
business,
with it.
All right?
Business.
All right. So today in the hot seat, our guest for today, you know, she's a hospitality consultant, you know. She do her damn thing.
Come on with it.
Everyone, give a warm Ray's podcast welcome to Miss Alexis Walker in the building. What's up? How we doing?
We're good.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
See, they love you.
Yeah.
They love you. They're like, they love you. Thank you. Okay, Arsenio. Yeah.
Very happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm saying, but thank you. I know you have a busy day. You do a lot. Thank you for taking time out your day to come pull up on us.
Absolutely.
Pull up on me.
Pull up on me.
Pull up on us.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. All right.
Of course.
So how's your day going so far?
It's good. It's an off day, so it's a chill day, trying to knock out everything I need to do.
Chill vibes. Chill vibes.
Getting ready for the weekend.
Okay, what's the plans for the weekend?
We're working. So we'll be at Kanvas this weekend, which is the new venture. So just opened up in Deep Ellum about three and a half weeks ago. So definitely the spot to check out here in Deep Ellum in Dallas, Texas. Cool rooftop vibes and everything. So that's where I'll be this weekend.
Man, thank you. Also, we gave you a thanks. Thank you for having us out.
Yeah.
And me and my boy Law, we pulled up to that thing for that first or second. I can't remember what night it was, but
it was grand opening.
It was grand opening.
For the influencers and everything.
You know,
I appreciate you for reaching out to us. We didn't have a good time at all, bro.
No, not at all.
We had a great time over here. You know.
Well, I appreciate y'all for coming out and supporting for sure. Even when I was at Komodo, y'all came out and supported. So I appreciate the support nonetheless.
That's what we do.
For sure. That's what we do. We gotta, they always say people in Dallas don't work together.
Come on with
link
it.
Up.
Yeah.
We trying to end that. We trying to did that real quick. So any way we can show love, we definitely gonna show love.
We do.
Any support we can do, we're gonna pull up. We're gonna try to pull up on you.
Yeah.
We're gonna put you. All right. So this is about you right now. let's get these people out there. Let's know about you. Let's know about Alexis. All right.
Hot seat. All right.
What did Kanye say was the lyric? She couldn't afford a car, so she named the daughter Alexis. That was one of the coldest. That was one of my favorite runs.
Yeah, how did that song make you feel then?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have gotten probably every joke in the book in regards to Lexus cars.
Right.
My last name is Walker, so growing up being the last in line, and then also walking home being Alexis Walker was such a joke. I know it sounds very minuscule now, but like back in the day, that was such a joke. So no, I've heard all of the book.
Where you from?
Originally from here. Now I will say I'm from here.
Where's here? To what part?
From here. So my parents are from like Dallas, Oak Cliff area. My grandma, all my relatives, everybody's still out here. So now I'm out here. Granted, I was born in Houston.
Okay.
I was born in Houston.
Sorry.
I did not grow up in Houston. I only lived in Houston for about 5 years. And then I transitioned. We actually moved. I grew up for the most part in Mansfield. So most of my upbringing, Mansfield, not too far from here, about 35 minutes away. So not too far away from family, everything like that. And then about halfway through high school, I moved for my dad's job. We moved out to Georgia. I did about 7 to 8 years growing up in Georgia. Finished out high school, then did college in Georgia. And at the time once I finished up college, at the time I was in a relationship, moved back out here, started a new job, been out here ever since. So yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
She's outside.
I am. To an extent.
Wait. To a degree. Okay. To a degree. Let's define
that. Really not. I'm typically working, but I like my outside working weekends.
Correct.
So that's where it's been about the last 2 years. 2.5 years.
Two years.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Ray. I don't want to slam dunk on everything.
He vibing. He in a chair. He feeling it. He's like, yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
It's a different aspect from the sport sometimes.
Man, I'm full
learning about people.
Yeah. I sack over here. Go ahead.
Go ahead. All right. So we talked about you being in the hospitality. Let's talk about what got you into the hospitality industry, because you got to get into it unless you want to get into it. Yeah. Sometimes it just happens, but normally people that get into hospitality, it's something like, all right, I think I can do this. So what got you into hospitality?
So mine is not a traditional story. I will say that. So I will say it kind of started off in the most non-traditional way. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Lifetime Fitness, the gym.
Never heard of it before in my life. I've never never heard of Life Nine.
Yeah. Well, there's a gym named Lifetime Fitness. I worked. That was one of my first actual jobs growing up. So I started there about I think right when I turned 16. Like I think I was like 15 at the time applying, and it was right when I turned 16 is when I started working there. This was when I was in Georgia at the time. So I've always loved working with kids. I love the development part. I don't know. I've just always been a people person. It's always come natural to me, and I've always loved babysitting, all of that. So when I got the job at Lifetime, I actually applied as a camp counselor. From there, I moved my way up. I started working with, I was over our kids department, so that had everything to do with kids. So whether it was like our special events on the weekends, whether it was swimming, whether it was just day to day checking them in the kids department on a consistent basis with the parents working out upstairs, whether or not what it was, I will say that working with parents on a daily basis is definitely what got my foot in the door in regards to hospitality. I think that parents are great working with them, but working with mad parents or parents that are frustrated is probably far more worse than working with like a difficult guest that's waited 30 minutes for a reservation. So I will say working with parents and kind of just getting my foot in the door in regards to that aspect at such an early age kind of helped build my relationship, just working with different people across the board. So there was that, and then I worked there for about 6-7 years. So from that part, I worked in kids department, I worked in special events, I worked in just member services. So I kind of did a lot just working amongst that concept, and I really enjoyed my time. I met a lot of great people. I built a lot of great relationships that really helped me advance my career. I got my degree in business administration. So I did some.
Me too. There we go.
So I will say I got my degree in business administration. I didn't know what I wanted to do going into college, but I was like, I would rather do it in business admin and know
that was your concentration too.
Yes.
Yeah, my concentration was econ. So
okay.
Yeah.
I liked econ. Now, probably not enough to make it my concentration, but all power to you, because it wasn't for me, but all power to you. But yeah, business administration. So I will say, with that being said, that really gave me a foot in the door in regards to just being able to handle different people across the board and being able to work with different people across the board. And so then from there, once I moved out here, Komodo Dallas was actually my first venture in regards to restaurant hospitality. So the only way I even knew about that is when my ex and I used to go to Miami. Right. Komodo Miami was my favorite restaurant to go to. Like the ambiance was, I literally can't even put words on it. Sitting in a bungalow and enjoying your sushi roll was beyond me, to say the least. So knowing that they were opening a Komodo Dallas, I was like, oh, I would love to be a part of that. I've always wanted to kind of get my foot in the door in regards to events management or even like marketing management, kind of that type of aspect. So working for one of the top hospitality groups seemed like the next step for me. And one of my close friends actually let me know that they were hiring. So I was like, all right, well, this is, it's worth me taking a shot. And at the time I was working corporate. I had been working corporate since I graduated college. And I'd had some really great opportunities. So working for the job I accepted at Komodo Dallas, which was as a hostess, and I will say that taught me a lot about people, and I'm so very thankful for that position. But going from corporate and where I was in the corporate level to the position that I had at Komodo Dallas was a step down, to say, I mean, just to be transparent. However, it brought on a lot of valuable experience and information that I didn't know that I was going to be privy to in regards to that. So from there, I was able to access a lot of people. I was able to access a lot of information. I was able to access a lot of just different experiences and work my way through that. And then from there, I came in contact with a really great man named Kevin Kelly, which is a very successful attorney, as well as has made his big one in hospitality over the last 4 years here. And
internet sensation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shout out to Kevin Kelly. So with all of that, there's a blessing in every lesson, or there's a lesson in every blessing.
Exactly.
So you learn your most at your lowest, right?
Yes.
So by being knocked down just a little bit and being in that range of where you working at, you're a solution provider.
Absolutely.
You look for how I can resolve the issue.
Yes.
And I can tell by the way you're talking is that's a keen capability that you have. So that's good right there.
Thank you.
Being able to see those things.
Yeah. And I never realized what the end goal would be with Komodo Dallas when I started, because like I said, at the moment we hadn't even opened yet. I was starting with the opening team. So that was also a very, very unique position that I was put in, to be a part of our opening team. And this was the first concept outside of Miami when David Grutman runs Miami. So just knowing that you're a part of that was really cool for me, especially this is my first time really in the restaurant industry to this extent, at least. And then from there I went from hostess to hostess lead, and then I moved up to manager, and now I'm managing at a different concept, but I would have never been where I am now without the opportunity that was given at Komodo Dallas. So very, very grateful.
I'm here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
I love it.
That's something I can admire, because you grinded it out and worked your way up. We live in a generation that's into gratification. People want it now. What's the commercial? It's my money. I want it now.
Whitworth.
877 cash now.
But here's the thing. I call it the microwave society.
They want it there.
They want to put something in there because people will see you. And they say, oh, she's a girl that's got this position because of the way she present herself. No. It's the way she grind and grew to this point. And look, the storyline, what you you said speaks volumes, you know. And right now on Ray Ray's podcast, someone is listening to this and saying to themselves, I could be the next Alexis.
Yeah.
I could be the next Ray Ray.
Yeah.
I could be the next Law
I don't
Nation.
know. There's only I'm one of one,
Oh,
baby.
come on.
Baby, I'm one of one. You know, fuck around and find out.
Look around and find out.
I'm one of one. You know, Himothy. I'm him. All that rolled into one.
I love it. Himothy.
But no. You know, I really appreciate that. I commend you on that because there's. You know, we live in a generation, like I said, everybody wants it now.
Right.
Everyone feels like, oh, I'm a pretty girl.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have it now. You know, I say this when also, you know, I take this back into the relationship part of it. You know what I'm saying? I compare it to jobs, all right?
Right.
Do you get the benefits before you have the job, or do you have the job first before you get benefits? People want those benefits before they even work and gain for them.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's great seeing people out here working to get those benefits. So congratulations to you. All right? So in your industry, relationships, I know, is a very big thing.
Yeah.
Keeping relationships because, you know, you evidently, you know, we had the big opening.
Right.
A lot of big people were in there.
Yeah.
And so people are not just going to come places, just because it's a new place.
Yeah.
You got to have a relationship like, hey, I would love for you to come out because you personally reached out. Like what you did, you reached out, hey, please y'all come out for this.
Right.
That was cool. You know, some people just like send you a flyer, like here, come out.
Yeah.
You took the time.
The personal touch.
It's the personal touch.
Yeah.
Hospitality is everything. For instance, perfect example. Like, you know, when I have people come in the studio, I want you to feel that welcome aspect. Whether it's something that you have a little bit of food or a little bit of drink, or even simple as a picture, you know, on the screen, they're making you feel hospitable, you know?
Yeah.
People, when they feel that, they'll spend whatever type of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give someone a bad experience one time, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. But you're able to continuously build on that and build on that. Like, you know, for instance, I used to be in the hospitality industry myself. You know, learning people's habits. I know you like this. I know I like this a certain way. So if I'm going to do things I know that you like, and you like a certain way, you got me on, you got me sold every time. It's because I'm coming for that. For instance, I go to this is a Boomer Jacks. Nothing special about it. I go to it because they know me. They treat me well. I've befriended people at the bar, so we like go there like every day. It's nothing fancy, but it's the hospitality aspect. They make it's like the TV show Cheers. It's like our home away from home, damn near. But when you're able to provide that, people will always remember you.
Yeah.
So you're able to build that at Komodo, and then you bring that now to Kanvas or wherever they do. You're just gonna grow and grow and grow. And I just think that's very important and a great thing to do is just maintaining relationships.
Yeah.
Because it's like credit. Your credit good, you can get anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your name good. Keep your name good. You can do anything. Oh yeah, Alexis is hosting it. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up.
And regardless, we knew of the venue because of you. How you was able to treat us well at Komodo. So now that's transferable, and that's the thing that what most people fail to realize when you're talking about relationship. It's the relatable situation of the ship. You know, if we can add all of those things together, that's look. You thinking like, we be able to relate. You know, because I was able to relate because people are going to always know how you made them feel.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll always remember that.
Yeah, they will always remember that. Now you wasn't rude and say, "Come on in here," you know, but you always have that good aura. Yeah.
Well,
the warm vibes.
Thank you.
So here's a fun part of the interview. All right. For those of y'all veteran listeners and watchers, or if this is your first time watching this, we got this segment. It's called Slow Down. I just wanna get to know you.
Oh wow.
Right segue.
Slow down. We just want to get to know you.
Yeah.
It's where we kind of just ask you a bunch of random questions off the rip, you know.
All right.
We don't know where we're gonna go, but we're gonna get somewhere here eventually.
Period.
All right.
All right.
Cool. Real quick before we move on any further with this segment again, or for the first time, I want you to shout out all your social medias, wherever you want people to follow or visit or come see you at.
Yes.
Shout all that out right now.
Yes. So my social media, the one that I'm most prevalent on, and granted, I'm still building my presence on this one, but it's definitely going to be Instagram. So it's going to be Lex, Lex _ Walker, WALKER, and then it's going to be the number 7. And then you're more than welcome to come visit me at Kanvas now, Kanvas Sports and Social, located in Deep Ellum, not too far from downtown. I'm there for the majority of the week, so come check me out over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure I pull up on her, all right?
Pull up on me.
Facts.
So let's start this off like this, all right? What makes you feel like your best self?
What makes me feel like my best self? What a loaded question. I'd say, I'm not gonna lie, the girly things when my hair, nails, makeup are done. And my lashes, don't get me wrong. Shout out to my lash tech and my nail tech. But also, I used to be, I mentioned, I got my start in hospitality at Lifetime Fitness.
Okay.
I used to be a big gym rat. I've grown up playing sports. I'm a big sports fanatic. So being in the gym and just being not just being in the gym, but being consistent in the gym.
Right.
For me, and being in hospitality, anybody that works in hospitality can relate that the schedules are very, very non-consistent, to say the least, in regards to you may have specific things going on or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So finding consistent gym time can be difficult. So that's been one of my major focuses. So I'd say finding consistent gym time is definitely one thing that makes me feel good about myself. As well as I'm a Taurus. I like to be outside. I like to, even more specifically, I like to be by the beach. So anytime I'm traveling, that's probably the highest of myself that I like to feel.
Okay. Let me slide this in though.
Yes.
Where you got that passport hit at?
It's currently at my apartment. Just waiting for the next trip, honestly.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the next trip you got planned?
I don't have it planned quite yet in regards to a passport. Now, in regards to the next trip, my best friend and I, my childhood best friend and I, are gonna go visit one of my friends in LA.
Okay.
Not too far from now. But in regards to passport specific,
Come
I'm
on
not
with it.
quite sure yet. So I'm working on that. But I'm trying to get that solidified as soon as possible.
So when you get that figured out, I need you to help my guy Lit Vacations.
Okay. Yes.
Tell him Ray
Lit
sent you.
Vacations. I got
And
you.
that get you taken care of.
I got you. I got you.
All right. This is my favorite question. I love to ask this question. Like, I ask this every episode. So I'm Ray. I'm the movie director.
Okay.
I'm trying to make the Alexis Walker story. Okay.
Okay.
Who's gonna play you in the movie?
Ooh, that's a great question. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be much harder to answer Zendaya. I'm not gonna lie. Zendaya.
You know what vibe she giving me a little bit?
What's that?
Zendaya's nice though.
She's nice.
You remember Enemy of the State?
Oh, you talking about what's her name?
The lawyer. Will Smith.
No.
The Will Smith.
You talking about Lisa Bonet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vibe.
You talking about Lisa Bonet?
Lisa Bonet?
Yes, you talking about Lisa Bonet?
A little bit.
A little
Katie's.
bit.
I see it.
You see it?
Really?
Dude, look,
let me-
Google Lisa.
I think it's the braids.
It's the braids.
It's
And the
the
light skin. I think
braids.
that's what you
Light
see.
And I just switched it up.
She
to
is.
the
Don't get me
braids.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
She. Don't get me wrong. Lisa Bonet still.
Audience,
Okay.
let us know in the chat.
Let me know for real, because
Yeah.
I need to figure out what the next hairstyle is going to be. Honestly, so I might as well get some guidance.
Okay. So while you looking at that, here's a question for you. If Alexis Walker was the ruler of her own country, what would be the first law she'd implement?
Ooh, that's freedom of choice across the board.
Okay.
Freedom of choice.
Okay.
Freedom of choice across the board. Yeah, that's a touchy one, but that's a very touchy one. But it kind of just came out. I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, not necessarily across the board, and within reason, and within specifically dealing with I guess rights or issues that have been touched on over the last few years. I specifically, the way that my moral ground is set, I disagree with a lot of those being spoke upon. Period. I think that everybody, being that we're all here and we're all individual, we all have our individual choice amongst what we want to do with ourselves and how we want to live our lives. So that's kind of how I'll go on that. I know it can get much deeper than that, but
yeah, it is deep.
yeah, it is a very deep statement. So I'll sip to that.
Sip to it.
So let's ask some questions based on some hot topics going on. All right. So say for instance, a guy came up and hugged you and picked you up, and your man standing there. How would you feel about that?
Is this, I mean, I have some questions for you. Is this somebody I know? Is this somebody, like, is this my friend?
Obviously, it's someone you know, someone you have a friendship with.
Now, I got a man law that this should never happen, but yeah, but I want to know.
I want to know from your point of view, because I know we all saw the video of Megan Good, Michael Ealy.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Majors, and
that boy, he started looking for glasses, and it was on his face. He started looking through his bag and everything.
You know, he was feeling a little bit uncomfortable in that moment.
Very much so uncomfortable.
So I will say I have and anybody that's with me knows this. I have a select group of friends. I'm to another point. I'm a Taurus, so I have a very select group of friends that are very close to me. I'm an extroverted introvert.
Okay.
So I have maybe 4 guy friends that could ever walk up to me and grab me without it being a problem.
Okay.
Without me having a problem and without whoever I'm talking to at the time having a problem. But I feel like if there's anybody that I am talking to at the time, and granted, this is just based off of past relationships, they've all been introduced to these people. They are all very aware of my relationship with these people. So I don't think, now, just depending on what the audience is, it might be somewhat of a visual issue.
Right.
But in regards to a major issue, I don't think we'd have any. Because, I think for me, I hate living in gray areas, period.
Okay.
Specifically when it comes to relationships, I hate living in gray areas. So I feel like that's some shit I would get off. Sorry. That's some stuff I would get off the board at the jump. So that way we have no issues moving forward. But that's just me. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you, as a man,
I know.
I don't care how close you and my woman is, or the history of your past. You know, my presence say Playboy, it would have been a very stern talking to with the quickness. Like, hey, because here's the thing too. I think as men, we're very territorial.
Right, territorial.
We're not saying that you're a property or anything like that, but that's still part of, that's my territory. That is mine. That is my woman. All right. Nobody gonna be touching my woman, but mine, me and Jesus. I'm the only one that's touching my woman.
Okay.
Because I've been in a situation, I was seeing someone, she got upset because I hugged someone in person. But that stems from lack of insecurity, I believe.
Right.
Like, me also, you know, men like, I know who she going home with, but still, like, in the back of your mind, you can be the toughest dude saying, I know who you going home with. You ain't touching my, like, you don't want nobody.
You know what? You on to something.
That's a good point, though.
That's a real good point.
That's a really good point.
So there's levels to this.
Yeah.
Think about this. I know we remember back in the days. What's the guy from Power? I forgot his name.
Which one? Ghost. Amari Hardwick.
Ghost.
Yeah, that's Amari Hardwick.
I love Tommy though.
You love Tommy.
That's just.
But we remember they would go to events and Beyonce is sitting there with Jay-Z, and he walks up and he kissed. So which one was more diabolical? Lifting up off the feet to what that dude did to Megan Good. I forgot his name.
Michael Ealy.
Michael Ealy, you know, the green eye assassin to lift him up, to lift her up off her feet, or was it the Jamie?
But let me
not Jamie. Whatever what's his name?
Amari.
Amari. Was it him kissing Beyonce?
Let's compare and contrast. All right.
Compare and contrast.
They both kind of had that yellow aspect to them. You notice both these dudes kind of had that yellow aspect.
So when it comes to men, yes, light-skinned men are a menace.
Right, because Morris Chestnut would never. They would have got the swinging in there. But keep going. Yeah.
No, let's compare and contrast. You know, there was some yellow activity that was going on. Light-skinned activity was going on.
I hate to fall into the crowd.
The Bajers, you know. No, I'm just talking mess. But I mean, I don't know. I know me. You would see it all on my face. My face, I don't have a poker face.
You wouldn't have been.
It would nah. Playboy would have known something was wrong with the quickness. But they said in another video he did dap up.
Nah, it was like the very subtle dap up ish ever. It was like, I'm gonna dap him up, but this is the goal right here, and I'm gonna lift her up off her feet. Right.
So now coming back to the topic.
Come on with it.
I guess now giving it a little bit more thought. And maybe this is just me putting myself in the other perspective. If it was me, yes, I have my face is going to tell it all.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, my face is going to tell it all. And if the roles were reversed, it would have been a completely different situation. So, but the thing is, I feel like if it was my person, regardless of who that is, if they had maybe 2 or 3 friends that I'm really close with, that I've been introduced to, that like we have that relationship, like it all depends on how you go about that motion.
Yeah.
It all depends on that. Like if you just come up to a girl and pick her up and it's on some rah-rah, you know, that's a completely different scenario.
Yeah.
But if you come up like y'all been best friends for a minute, you're respectful with the boyfriend or whoever's in the picture, then that's, you know, it's a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Different, okay.
It depends.
All right. So here's an old question, you know, that was popular on the internet not too long ago. Did you have an issue with the Cheesecake Factory? You know?
So this is kind of problematic. I grew up with the Cheesecake Factory being my number 1 restaurant.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like every birthday, that was the go-to place until I elevated my standards. Until I elevated my standards. When I elevated my standards, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Eddie V's.
Oh yeah, I love Eddie V's.
I tasted Eddie V's one time. That was from then on, I think my parents took us there for like an after church meal or something. They messed up on that one because once I was took there, I was like, oh yeah, this is where I want to go for every birthday. Every I got A's on all my report card. Every one of those dinners, that's where I want to go. And instead of the Cheesecake Factory. But for a consistent at least 4, 5, 6 years, honestly, that was my number 1 go-to spot for any type of dinner, any special dinner, any birthday. For sure, I was going to Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
And the number 1 thing I was getting is, I call it the chocolate bread, but y'all know what I'm talking about, that brown bread that they put on the table. Yeah.
So it's no issue to you then? On a first date type of deal, like, hey, I got you for the Cheesecake Factory. Come on.
I hate to say it. In the past, I've been a very cheap first date.
Oh, okay.
I've been a very cheap first date. So, and not that Cheesecake Factory is cheap by any means. I think that we've all been privy to inflation. But in regards to, like the standards, like I remember there was a time in college, because I was going to college in Atlanta. My college was about 8 to 10 minutes away from Lenox Mall. If y'all are familiar with Lenox Mall in Atlanta, there was a Cheesecake Factory in Lenox Mall. I was going to that Cheesecake Factory damn near every Friday. This was only a few years ago. So
you're saying you were played out?
I was
played out of the Cheesecake Factory.
I did, however, order it less than like a week ago. High key, and I hate to say it, but. Yeah. So
Applebee's, Chili's, all of those spots. If he's saying, "Hey, come on, meet me. I got you. I'm gonna pick you up."
Just Cheesecake Factory.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of Applebee's, Chili's.
No chain restaurant. It's a direct no. Would you still go to the date with him, or would you tell him he got to alter his route?
I'm not gonna lie. I would rather eat at home. I would rather you put some, and maybe this is just me, but I think that you could get the same for the amount that we're spending at Applebee's or Chili's at the grocery store. And I would rather you put in additional effort into cooking at home than take me to Applebee's or Chili's. Now, I personally like Cheesecake Factory, so that's a different story. But I don't like Applebee's or Chili's, and that's just my personal standard.
So you're not. So you with the belief on the first date you would do it at his crib or your crib.
Okay, so let me
eating
reverse.
at home, because normally they try to pick a neutral spot. So
let me reverse.
Reverse Uno card. Go ahead.
Reverse Uno card. Flip that hoe over. So.
Because shoot, that's game right there.
No, because so I will say my dating standards over the last few years have been very, very on par with what I will accept. The people that I've been dating have been very much on the same level. Okay. So they know where the standard is. Now, if we're cooking at home, it's on some very, very chill friendship shit before it gets even to that level. So the first date is not what we're all thinking of as the first date. What could be. Right. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a different standard. Now, if there's someone that I don't necessarily know to that level and we're going on a first date, no, we're definitely going out to eat because like I don't necessarily trust the full situation or the fullest extent.
Right.
If I know my extent and I know the other person's I guess what is the word I'm looking for?
Intentions.
Intentions. That's the word I'm looking for. If I know the other person's intentions as well, and we're both on the same page, then I don't have a problem with that because I trust myself, and I typically tend to trust the people that I'm with. I have very little time outside of. I've been a very busy person over the last few years, so I feel like the people that I keep in my circle, I can typically trust to that extent. So if it's on that level, then yes, but. Yeah. Anything else, if it's just some random first date, which I'm typically not going on, then no.
Right. So this will be your Ocean Primes.
This is Ocean Prime happy hour. They have a great happy hour. Just FYI, in case y'all were wondering.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna school y'all on something real quick. All right, this is coming from the Ray book.
Ray's books.
This playbook, okay, the Ray's playbook. All right.
Right.
If you are really him. Or Himothy. Or thy. Okay. If that woman is really into you,
right,
she will meet you anywhere. Yeah. Period. If she has pure intentions, she's really about you and really wants to know you and is all about you and likes you for you and your swagger and your vibe, she will meet you anywhere. She will meet you outside the Popeyes parking lot. She'll meet you for a picnic.
Right.
She'll meet you at church. She'll go to Starbucks with you. She just wants to be around you and just be around that energy. Yeah. It don't matter. And here's the thing, y'all. Don't get it twisted. Don't be trying to impress these women, blowing all this big bag on dinner on their first time, because now you're gonna put yourself like, oh, he took me there. Maybe he gonna take that.
You gotta keep that.
You gotta keep that level up.
But even to that extent, it doesn't always it doesn't show off the same way. Like, especially if you are trying to impress someone that sees that shit on a daily basis. Right. Now, granted, I haven't seen it in the way of being tried to be impressed on a consistent basis, but like just working in hospitality and the places that I've worked at, I've seen it on a very, very consistent basis. So. The shit could do. I mean, it doesn't do anything for me.
Because here, and we had this kind of conversation with a couple people last week. In my opinion, you can't fake authenticity.
Yeah,
you can't fake being real.
Yeah,
I don't care how much money you throw at it. You can't fake. If you're not a good person, you're lame, you're whack, you don't have good intentions. Money can't cover that up.
Yeah,
period. You can spend all you want to at a restaurant, but if your vibes and you whack. Yeah, you just wasted $400 or $500 doing that.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
Stop trying to throw money to impress people. Impress people with your presence.
Yes.
Yeah. Period.
So top Romans, baby. Some oodles and noodles around this thing.
I ain't saying all that, bro. Okay. I ain't saying all that.
Put some thought into it. It's the thought. I promise you.
But there's levels to it.
I cut up some hot dogs.
The thought that counts. Like, he's gonna do what he wants to do.
True.
Yeah. But you gotta level up to it. I don't think you should go out to the most nicest restaurant the first time.
Yeah.
I feel like you should go to a very moderate restaurant the first time. Get to the vibe, and that person earns you going to.
Yeah.
You know, your fucking Eddie V's.
Yeah.
Your Nick and Sam's.
Yeah.
Maybe Kanvas. I don't know. Maybe
come
Kitchen of Cocktails or something. I don't know. Then you figure that out at that point. But don't do that off the. Don't do that off the.
She said something valuable. You said something valuable. Whereas meet me where I'm at, though.
Yeah.
Just don't be coming up to me and approaching me, in a Popeyes jumpsuit and saying, hey, I got 2 pieces and a biscuit in the car. What's good, sweetheart? I got you.
Yeah.
Come correct with me. That's all you're saying.
Facts.
Basically. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. Meet me where I'm at.
Facts.
All right.
Or take me higher, There we go. Give me
that part. Because I will say and granted, I can't knock anybody, but there's a lot of girls and a lot of guys nowadays that just don't want, that don't necessarily have, I guess, the same worth ethic in a sense of what me and the people that are around me are trying to build too. But like the way my dad taught me, and I vividly remember this, y'all. Like I told multiple people this, but it was me and my little sister. That's the only sibling I have. And then my dad would take us out to eat.
Girl dad.
And from but not the traditional girl dad that's like you walk up, can I have $100? No, he's not giving me $100.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're walking up, we're gonna go to Popeyes on a random Friday night. and I'm paying for all of our meal. Because he taught me, but granted, and at the time I didn't understand, because like my friends are walking up to their dad, can I have $50? And they get $50, and I'm pissed off, because like, why can't I have $20 to get my nails done or $50 to get my nails done? But at a very early age, I learned the aspect of working for myself and making the money for myself. At 15, before I was even legally allowed to work, I was applying for different jobs. Yeah. And I've been working ever since I was 16, and that's not just working one job, but handling multiple jobs throughout college, throughout whatever. Yeah. And that's just based off of the fact that I want the life that I want for myself. And that has nothing to do with any man being in the picture, any woman being in the picture, whatever the case may be. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to build it for myself.
Depending on yourself. Yeah. That's the core value that he taught you. Yes. So that you won't be leaning on saying, exactly. I hope, man, this dude over here is able to give me these things. Yes. I can get my own things. Yeah.
Facts. So and then we can supplement it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to get it my own. And then we can go from there. So meet me where I'm coming, to your point.
He was teaching you the value of the dollar. Yeah. He was teaching you the value of what a dollar feels like when you've worked and earned for it. You think about a dollar a whole differently. When you've worked and earned for money versus someone giving it to you, your value, your appreciation of a dollar is a different thing. But one of the things I do feel like, especially in the black household compared to other different minorities, that I don't agree with sometimes, a woman is always kind of taught not to need a man, but they're never taught to, okay, what do you do when you have a man that's a good man? How do you uplift him? How do you bring to him versus subtracting to him? And this may sound very negative and wrong. Naturally, women are extractors. They're natural extractors. Period.
Break it down.
It's just natural. Okay, let's go start with the Bible. How was Eve made? Oh, she was extracted from Adam.
Yeah.
Women they look for men to provide. That's an extraction. Okay, you don't have some women looking to pay for their bills. They're looking for a man. That's an extraction.
Provide, protect.
Those are still extractions. So women are naturally going to need extraction. There's nothing wrong with that. By no means. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So, but especially in our culture, there's a lot of households that are single parents. And like I said, also with African women, they are the highest, college graduates as far as minorities. So they're already taught, like, I don't need you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Independent.
That is taught. Yeah. But if you look at other cultures, like Chinese women, Latino women, they're always taught, like, okay, you need to help support, like, not I mean no money and anything like that, just be a support. They're taught really, okay, follow the lead. I know this is sounding bad, but that's not the way I needed it to come out. But just to be a compliment.
Yeah.
That's the world. They're taught to compliment their man. I feel like we teach our women, like, don't look for a man for anything. Get it on your own. But some things you can't get on your own. So you can't get protection on your own. Yeah. Certain things there's things you're always gonna need a man for, and I hate this whole stupid thing on the internet. At the end of the day, women need men need women. Period.
We need each other.
We need each other. Yeah. So I hate seeing all these debates. It's the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life, bro. It's worn itself out. But I hate though that our women are taught to do it without a man. You're not gonna be a man,
right? Right.
Every woman should be able to learn how to provide on their own and take care of themselves, but still don't be taught to exclude, like, you don't need no man, type things.
I wouldn't say exclusion, but I do understand the point of being taught not to need one, because I think that, and granted, I'm only 25, so I can't necessarily speak to someone that's older than me or has had more experiences than me. But based off of the experiences that I have had and people that have been in my life that have had similar experiences, I will say that it's hard to, specifically in this day and time, and maybe this is granted being in Dallas, because I think Dallas is just very privy to this specifically, but it's hard to rely on a man specifically to only be in one relationship or entertaining one person, and I can't. And granted, like I see both sides of it. I'm not oblivious to the fact that it is just a very 2024 or a very just new recent thing where polygamy and just like messing with multiple people and just the fluid motion of being in relationships and stuff is a thing. I personally don't thrive off of that. That's not how I was raised. That's not how I want to be in a relationship. However, I'm not oblivious to the fact that it's not just men. It's also women. It's both ways. But I think that specifically for me and my friends, and if I had a daughter, this is how I'd be raising her as well. Like, I think that it's important to be able to support yourself without a man and know how to run your life without a man. Now, also be open to, like, regardless of if you end up with a man, woman, whatever the case may be, because it is 2024, and so I support whatever that is. But whoever you end up with, I think that it is important to be open to what that love looks like and be open to like how to like support each other and be 50-50 with each other, because that's how I thrive off relationships, 50-50 instead of 70-30 or 80-20 or 90-10, whatever the case or whatever that looks like. I think it's 50-50. So I think it's important to be able to support yourself and know what that looks like in regards to being in a relationship with yourself. And like, I don't know, if the world ended today, being able to know how to do it all by yourself. Let
me expound upon that then. You said 50-50. So let's say you into this deep relationship down the line and it's time to do certain things. Are you saying 50-50 far as payment, far as who take care of the bills? How deep does that 50-50 go when you're saying that you want something 50-50?
I think 50-50 looks different, not only in regards to different paces of where you are in the relationship, but also just in regards to different elements. Like, I know when I start dating someone, like specifically today, if I start dating someone tomorrow, I'm going 50-50 in regards to if we're going out to eat, I'll pay this bill, you pay that one, I'll pay this one, you pay that one. I don't give a... And I've dated some people that are making a lot more money than I am, or I'd be, I don't know, like just not making how much I'd wanted to at the time, but like I said, I explained the story. That's how my dad was. Like, I don't like owing people money. This is, absolutely, granted, this is a very me thing. So, like, I can't, a lot of my friends don't feel the same way. A lot of people that I've grown up with don't feel the same way. Because I think that it's a very, and men have explained this to me, but it's a very masculine thing to want to pay for women or want to take care of them. However, for me, I don't like to owe anybody anything. So, specifically, if we're not on that type of time or we haven't established that boundary, I don't want to feel like, okay, well, he just paid for all this. Like, I don't know. I want, and if that is going to be the case, if they do pay for that, like, granted, yes, if you're going to take control and pay for that, that's fine. But I want to also know that I am in control of paying for my own as well.
You hear this, y'all? 50,
I want
on the table.
Yeah.
No 60-40.
At the beginning.
In the beginning.
Now, I will say that there's, and granted, this is all kind of dependent on how you look at different things. Correct. Because I feel like once you get into a relationship, there's different things that women can do to support men that don't necessarily equal out to a dollar amount, or that men are doing to support women that don't equal out to a specific dollar amount. You know what I mean? Like, it all equals out to 50-50. It doesn't necessarily have to be financial, like, dollar amount by any means, but at the beginning, that's how I like to run my life, just because I don't like owing people things. And that's been something, regardless of if I'm going out with my friends and we're going drinking and it's all girls or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna pay the tab and y'all can pay me back. Like, I don't like owing people things, but that's just how I've grown up. So
because there's a viral video out there where this lady, she was on a birthday party, right, and she was with a guy.
And he's like,
and they wanted him to take care of the entirety of the bill.
And
he was like, nah.
And I have some friends that would do that, but it would never be
you.
It would be me actually putting my credit card down. Everybody zelling me what you feel comfortable zelling me, or what we had already agreed upon zelling me, or whatever the case may be. But no, I'm not gonna force it upon somebody else. I don't feel comfortable doing that myself. So
low key, girl, you a unicorn over here.
There's some more
define
like
that.
us.
Hold on,
I
hold on.
swear.
There's a definition of
There's some more
unicorn.
like
Define
us.
what you mean. I know what you mean by
There's
unicorn,
some
but there's some
more.
other people that think of.
Oh well, don't shank me with
Yeah,
the butter knife,
listen.
everybody. Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah, I-
unique over here.
Yeah.
She's been raised whereas with the mindset that I can take care of my own. But if you're going to enter my life, just keep in mind, it's 50-50 on the front end, right?
Yeah.
I'm not expecting you to just take care of everything.
Yeah.
It's I will take care of you, you take care of me. It's 50-50, and I like that. Most people, when you're trying to court and you're trying to earn that what you call it, that relationship.
Yeah.
You're trying to make sure you impress in a way whereas I take care of everything.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I take care of this.
Yeah, no.
I'm moving. I take care of the mortgage. I take care of the light bill, the water bill. That type of thing.
Man, we gotten down a rabbit hole. It's not supposed to go down
Can
here.
we get out of this rabbit hole?
So let's do I'm going to do some quick rapid fire questions.
Go ahead.
We're going to wrap this up for you, all right?
No doubt.
All right. What's your favorite Disney movie?
Ooh, my favorite Disney movie, Lilo and Stitch or the Hannah Montana movie.
Okay. Okay. What Disney character do you feel is most like you?
Oh, that's so hard. Which Disney character? So I'm gonna cause I can't decide all the way. So I'm gonna say Lilo and Stitch because I feel like Lilo and Stitch, like I could be. It's like a Sour Patch Kid, like sour and sweet. Now, granted, I'm a lot more sweet, but like when I push too sour, it's.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm a Taurus, so when I'm pushed there, I'm pushed there. But I'd say Lilo and Stitch.
Okay. If I had a plane flying in the sky right now, we could attach a banner to it. What would you want it to say?
Let's go to Turks. That's where I want to go right now.
They say
That's
that
where
water's
my brain's
clear.
at. It's so clear.
Clear.
It's crystal clear.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay. If you were a superhero, what superpower would you want?
Invisibility.
I like that. That's what I was going to answer. I like that. Okay. All right. What if you had to pick a song to be your theme song? What would it be?
Ooh, a theme song. So this is the Atlanta side showing a little bit more, but any song by Moneybagg Yo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Any song by Moneybagg Yo.
What's your favorite football team?
Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Let's go.
There we
Let's
go.
go.
Here we go.
Crazy question.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, we had to make
Crazy
sure.
question.
Yeah.
That's about to determine if this
America's
interview was
team.
over with or not.
America's team.
America's team.
Okay, America's team. All right.
Yeah.
So, who do you want to be your dream client to come into Kanvas? Or what celebrity you really want the most to come into Kanvas? How about that?
What celebrity do I really want to come into Kanvas? So honestly, I love when any athletes come in. Like I've always been an athlete myself, and I grew up playing sports, all different sports at that. So any athletes, more specifically, I love personally, my favorite sport to watch is football. So any football person that comes in, it could be even a manager that comes in, like I'm over the moon. But specifically anybody that plays for the Cowboys, like I said, America's team. I'm from Texas. I'm from Dallas specifically, so as y'all know, it runs in my blood. But other than that, in regards to like artists or anybody, mulatto. I'm a big mulatto girl.
Okay.
I also
Love me some Big Mama.
Yeah, facts.
Shout out Big Mama.
Facts. Shout out Big Mama. But also I would say Alicia Keys.
Okay.
That's a random one, but I've always wanted to meet her or Janae Aiko.
We're gonna have to make all of this work because, especially the Cowboy players, meet and greet.
Let's see what we can do. Hey, let's
speak it into existence.
I'm a big fan of manifestation, so facts.
What's your favorite dish at Kanvas?
My favorite dish at Kanvas. Oof. So I will say our kale salad is phenomenal. I'm a big salad person, but our kale salad is top tier. Also, our Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, top tier.
I love some Philly cheesesteak egg rolls.
Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. Those are probably my number one. I'm not gonna lie. Philly cheesesteak egg rolls.
You making me want to go up there and pick up some food.
You might need to. What's today? Wednesday.
Shoot, come on.
Yep. Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, and then that kale salad with some grilled shrimp. Top tier.
Okay. All right. So, I always like to kind of like wrap up with these two questions. All right. First off, being, if you can give any advice to anyone, no matter the subject matter, what would it be? And secondly, if someone was watching this, what would you want them to take away from this today?
So I feel like both of those answers kind of go hand in hand. And this is something that I'm still personally trying to wrap my head around myself, but not giving up on your dreams.
Okay.
I feel like to whatever extent, because I personally didn't think, and regardless, I haven't necessarily made it to where I've envisioned myself making it, but I can finally, at this point in my life, say I'm confident enough to know that I'm like somewhere on the stepping stones of making it to where I wanted to make it. And that light at the end of the tunnel is finally there. So I know I'm going to achieve what I set out to achieve. I'm finally at that point in my life to where I know that and I'm confident in that. But I feel like I wouldn't be in this moment that I'm in right now if I didn't fully like set out and believe that my dreams are possible. Because like even just becoming a host at Komodo, like granted, yes, that was a very fun time, and for some people that's a very fun job, but like for me that was my career. And I had went from a corporate life, a corporate career, to where I'm achieving all the goals I want to achieve, and I had a salary that was honestly unheard of at the age that I was at that moment. And now I'm finally set up for things that I didn't even see myself set up for, things that I never imagined myself working in a restaurant, if I'm being completely honest with you. I had worked in the Lifetime Cafe at Lifetime Fitness, but other than that, like, and other than like some smaller like bottle service things that I did in Atlanta, other than that, nothing. So like being at the level that I'm at in the hospitality industry and being introduced to the people that I'm being introduced to on a daily basis, and just the level of connections that I've made within the last 2 years. Like I never even realized the power of connections. Right. But geez, like the power of connections over the last 2 years have been outlandish. I mean, even one specifically, just being in DeRoe's music video, like some very, very random things have been happening to me specifically. And I can only speak for myself specifically over the last 2 years, but I think that it's all been to a level of, for one, manifestation, but also for two, just believing in yourself and believing that you genuinely can set out to achieve the dreams that you wanted initially. And regardless, you may not know how that looks, because it definitely doesn't look how I intended on it looking. And it hasn't been the same, I guess, stepping stones that I've taken to get to the level that I'm at as I intended on taking, but I've gotten here and I didn't even envision myself being here. So
this is just the beginning.
Literally.
I know we're wrapping up, but I just want to ask you, what do 7 means to you? Because you got 7 on your
7. So 7
Instagram name.
So funny enough, I have created probably 5 different Instagram accounts, and prior to the one that I currently have now, I deleted or deactivated all of them. I used to hate taking pictures, hate being in videos, hate anything regarding visual anything. Like this would not have even been a conversation like 5 years ago. But being on like even Instagram, stuff like that, I've deleted all of those accounts. So my best friend from childhood, like childhood best friend, she's the one that made this Instagram account for me literally 3 years ago, and she asked me what my favorite number was, and at the time it was 7, so we added that to the end, and I've stuck with that ever since. But I do think my favorite number, and my lucky number I should say, is 7. So there's that.
Trayvon Diggs, baby, let's go.
Trayvon Diggs.
Facts.
Let's bring him down to Kanvas.
Facts.
There's 2 things that I'm gonna say to you. The most important days of your life, the 2 most important days of your life: the day you was born and the day you realized your purpose. So as long as you operating and walking in your purpose, you will be okay.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway that I wanted to add to you. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Ray always say I'm from Mississippi. I always have these Mississippi.
Nah, that's not one of your Mississippi.
Yeah.
That one was not.
I was going to say when we was talking about independency, I was going to say every tub must sit on his own bottom. You know.
There we go. And there it is.
Mississippi.
That's a Mississippi saying right there. Come on with it.
Again, I want you to shout out your social media one more time.
Absolutely. So it's going to be Lex, LEX_Walker, WALKER, number 7.
Yeah.
Facts. And thank you for taking your time out your day and come rock with us.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think it's going to have to happen again, you know? We had to run this back maybe one more time.
Facts.
Not go down a rabbit hole next time.
It'll be during the football season.
Bring out the football season, just stuff like
Because
that.
this is our year. Just so
Come on with
everybody
it.
knows, this is our year.
I hope so.
Don't you say we say this
is
every
it.
year now.
This is it.
We them boys. I'm leaving it at that, all
America's
right?
team.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
With it.
You know, we always start off the show with positive words. We got to end it with positive words, all right? So you got to get your swag on, you know, check yourself. You know, rub your hands like Birdman if you need to. Tell yourself, I will boss up mentally.
Right.
I will boss up spiritually.
Right.
I will boss up physically. And I will boss up financially. Invest in yourself. It's your boy Ray. Law Nation over there with Miss Alexis.
Yeah.
We out. See you next time.
Peace.
Hey. Get money all day, get money all night. Sip my drink, hold